when we're doing the questions, it sounds too much like an interview to you.
Yeah.
So it needs to flow better. But I feel like when we're talking a lot, then you forget the question. And then you get frustrated with me for talking too much.
Just don't ask me 5, 6 questions within one question. And then it's like, no, a lot of times you'll ask a question and it'll start off and then you'll keep questioning the question. So the question would be, why did you start? How did you feel the first day? What happened with this? And I'm like, bruh, we got footage. We got plenty of footage. You'll say, I'm like, dude, you asking 5 questions in one. I'm just saying it could be loaded. It'll be like, all right, then I'll get confused damn near.
Okay, so should we practice right now? Just talking? No script?
I mean, yeah. Ultimately, people gonna want to know what's going on? What's going on? What type of business you got going? The who, where, and why? How'd you end up here, right?
How'd you end up here?
Shit, working.
Working too much.
Yeah, working too much. Working too hard for somebody else. That's how I ended up here.
I remember there was a period before you quit where you were like dreading it way more than normal. Like I feel like you used to dread it, but it got to a point where you would wake up at 5 and be like every morning like, I don't know if I'm going in today. Yes. Which is crazy because you have such a good work ethic that you could tell it was just like grinding away at your soul.
Yeah, I mean, waking up at 5, stressed every day, then you gotta work 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
I mean, the money is nice, right? You're getting a consistent paycheck. You know, I could stack, I could buy whatever, right? And that's the trick. That's where I'm like, man, this shit is kind of overrated. And it's like, it's not fulfilling. I'm doing the same task over and over. I mastered the task in 10 days. It's not a challenge, you know. I'm someone who likes a challenge and to build and to help people. The environment I was in wouldn't allow that, you know.
You did try to move up where you worked. You did try and move up at the warehouse you worked at, but they kind of just gave you the runaround every time.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a certain amount of slots and they got, you know, this is no knock, but you know, they got their idea for what they want or who they want in a position, but that don't mean I'm supposed to settle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, you know, because they're not giving you the opportunity, you know, you just settle for that. Oh, I'm not settling for, you know, not being able to lead.
For the rest of your life. No,
not settling. So that's how I ended up here. I'm not gonna settle. I'm not settling for that. I've already done this for over a decade, this type of stuff. As far as you go to work, you punch in, union guy, whatever, and the benefits of that, yeah, you get stability, comfortability, but you also gotta have a plan. So when I was younger, I had a plan. I wanted to be able to invest, get my own house, invest in my own company, invest in my own equipment. I was able to do all of that, right? But at times I wasn't moving as intentional, and then I'm like, man, I really need to buckle down. But along the whole process, I get questions about every step of the way. Someone younger, someone older, hey, how'd you buy your house? You know, you guys built the studio. How'd you go about this? You know, I was leveraging credit, you know, understanding how to pay down debt without having to pay interest on your debt. Just a whole lot of different things, questions I would get. And I'm like, man, I need to start something and teach people this same system so they can implement it in their life and they can grow. And then when I got, you know, dreading each day, I mean, it was stressful to even go to sleep at night. Cause it's like, I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have the same vision for my life that I got for me. And
never feeling rested. Never feeling like, yeah, peace.
Nah, you're not gonna feel at peace.
What, was there an event that you would say pushed you over that edge, like the final straw?
Yeah, final straw for me with working for someone else was, man, typical day. I know shit was a Monday. I'm at work, doing my thing in my department, my respective department. Actually, I'm helping in my old department because I was in a different one. But for the time being, they had me helping in my old department. We get to our first break. My manager comes up. After my first break, I come back. My manager comes up, and basically he's like grilling me about something, but he's out of line. You know, I'm the highest producer or whatever at the time. Long story short, I'm actually the top in my department. I'm producing.
Working multiple departments, not getting paid for knowing multiple departments.
Well, that's a whole nother side of the story, but basically the day that I decided to leave is he comes up to me, I need something done, or this was supposed to be done. Mind you, I'm already in the lead. He wants me to do a day's worth of work in like half a day. And I'm like, well, you could have said that. I could have got it done in the time frame you wanted, but I'm actually in the lead, and I'm also, you know what I'm saying, doing y'all a favor. I'm back over here because people keep quitting this place. So long story short, you know, I just asked for an apology. He tried to embarrass me on the floor, but I'm in the lead. How you upset with me when I'm working the hardest right now? So instead, he declined to give me an apology, and I said, I won't work for you. But the reason I could do that is because I already built assets, emergency reserve, and I was planning on leaving anyway. You know, NPC was already off the ground. You know, I was already at about 10 clients. I had, you know, a nice MRR. Also, you know, being able to lean on my assets.
What is MRR?
Monthly recurring revenue. So I'm already having revenue and consistency and, you know, membership-based product that I can calculate what's going on, and you can grow from there. You can't grow from working for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't add client, whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of limitations to what you can do when you work for somebody else. And there's nothing wrong with it, but if it's a place that's not where you feel like you can't grow and you're limited, you either gotta move around or do what you want with your life. For me personally, I wanted to build a company that serves and help people in this same position. You can, you know, the job or something, they don't view you as a leader or view you as somebody that can grow. You actually not feeling fulfilled, you're just kind of doing it to survive. We shouldn't be living in survival mode.
Stuck in there.
No, life's too short to be living in survival mode. Like just doing jobs and working for people that may not ever appreciate the work that you do. I mean, like I say, we were getting up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And there's actually wasn't any type of consequence for being disrespected. Well, why treat yourself like that when you can ultimately learn how to use money as a tool and not let it, you know, basically be used as a weapon against you. This docu-series is all about me building my company, Next Phase Capital, from the ground up. And I got the idea of, you know, creating this story mode in this docu-series based on my love of films and cinema and art, and getting into this financial literacy coaching business. You don't really see those two things go hand in hand. And now we get to watch me try to build this company from ground zero to a multi-million-dollar company. And there's gonna be a lot of mistakes, a lot of randomness. We're learning how to film and shoot and edit ourselves, so it's definitely gonna be some trial and error each episode. But you know, I'm looking forward to the grind. You know, I ended up leaving my full-time job to pursue this. I was able to lean on some assets and things of that nature to keep me afloat during this process, but I'm gonna be very transparent. A lot of things are gonna be raw, and this should be a hell of a journey. But yeah, that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? We in story mode, so welcome to story mode. Hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, I ain't got no closer.